And I've never seen another sports person that has this consistency. Like, it could be 10-foot Chapu and he's in there. And you sort of go, oh, you silly bugger. Or it could be 2 foot wherever. And he's whaling, doing airs. And he's 40-odd years old, and you sort of go, right, what's this guy on? I'd like some of it, you know? But that's the part that we have to catch up with.
You feel sorry for the young kids because it's already been, it's as if, how can I put it? It's already been created. Like, how will you find the new young surfer that isn't taking photos on Instagram and watching? He's already watched 50 years of surf videos. You know, it's like you want to find that country kid that finds a board down there near Coffs Harbour, so somewhere out of town who hasn't seen anything. And he's surfing because he thinks this is what you're supposed to do. And like, yes, that's exactly what we want. Not the kid that's seen every manoeuvre and he's trying to repeat it. And
well, there is an era there now that has branched away from the competition era. And it has given me some insight and good feeling inside me, because I've always been a surfer that never surfs one surfboard. If the waves are 2 foot, I'll take out my 9-footer. If the waves are, a little bit grunty, I'll take out my little fish. And to have a variety, and that's what's happening now. It's an era where you can surf anything. And it's so creative that shapers have had to pull their finger out and go, oh, shit, we've got to make these little tiny weeny buttons surf good, or otherwise we're not going to stay in the marketplace. So that was a fabulous thing about this new era of shaping, and the new era of these guys who, what do they call them? They got the beards and the long hair.
Hipsters.
Hipsters. That's bullshit. I love it, because it has created another stepping stone for us to move on to. The other stepping stone is the guys, like I said before, surfing these magnificent big waves. Has it happened in the early days? Yeah, it has. But now they've taken it a step further, and they're surfing insane waves. Where back in Greg Knowles' day, when they surfed Waimea at 30, 35 feet, you sort of looked and went, bullshit, this is scary shit. But unfortunately, one of the biggest things that never happened in my life, I never ever got to surf Hawaii in my early days. I had the adventure stage in 1966. I packed up all my shit like everybody was going to Hawaii, and I went, no, stuff it. I don't want to do that. I'm going to New Guinea. So in 66, I've packed up, gone to New Guinea with two of my boards, and the funniest thing you've ever seen in your life, took the boards off the aircraft, and the Indigenous up there would not touch them. Me no sabe this pelleting, master. I've gone, yeah, it's all right, mate. Just pick them up and put them in the truck. Oh, hey, shark belong you. Me no sabe, me no sabe. And yeah. And my brother's standing there going, just grab the end of it, Tone.
What did you just say then?
That was a bit of pigeon.
Right.
Yeah.
What were they? What do you mean? What were you saying?
It said, I don't understand. I'm quite unaware of what is there. Because of the fins are sticking out of the cardboard, and it looked like a shark fin. Yeah. So they're going, me not sabe this bella belong you, and it was just one of those things. I had a fabulous time up there for 6 months until in that era, Nasho called you, your marble come up, and I was playing rugby league up there at the time, and I formed my own football team. And it was Steamships Trading Company, under 21s. So, yeah, I had a whole heap of... We got our uniforms and everything from Steamies, which is the company we work for. Yeah. I trained my team of football players, and, yeah, we had a ball, Anyway, we ended up... I had to come home because I got called up for NASHO, but my team got through...
What do you mean NASHO?
National Service.
Okay.
It was for Vietnam.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, shit, that scared the shit out of me.
Right.
Anyway, what happened was I got the call up, and prior to that, I got malaria very badly, and I went from 12.5 stone down to about 8 stone. I come back, went to register up in Brisbane, and you get this piece of paper. Have you had any of these, syphilis or gonorrhea or malaria? And I ticked malaria. So they went, yeah, bugger off. We don't want to know you.
Yeah.
But the worst thing was I had to stay. They had given me an indefinite deferment. So at any time, if the war had got out of control, they would have called me up. I would have preferred to have gone and got the bullshit over and done with. But this indefinite deferment, you sat on your ass and it just scared the shit out of you. So I just went surfing and...
Sat on your ass in what town? Where?
Here on the Goldie.
Okay.
Oh, shit, yeah, mate. I was really cheesed off because went over to Wee-Wack. I was stationed in Port Moresby, and there was a few places around Port Moresby at different parts. You got a bit of swell. I went to Wee-Wack, and I surfed a place, I can't remember the name of it, but I met a lot of Aussie soldiers there that took me down to this place, and we surfed this bullshit right-hand reef. Don't know the name of it, but that's the adventure of that day. Nobody ever knew there was waves in New Guinea. So anyway, came back and started to work with Hono again.
Do you remember where they got the boards from?
Oh, they all got them delivered over there.
Okay.
Because they were servicemen that were at that actual base in Wee-Wack.
Right.
I think there was 3 or 4 bases over there at that period of time, but where they were, there was one huge mother one in New Guinea because, I think they were training them in jungle warfare and all that sort of stuff. And
this is just like that. What's that, Apocalypse Now?
Oh,
isn't it?
Oh, mate. Yeah,
I think of that so many times when I'm in the water. You know, like
I love the smell of napalm in the
Yeah,
morning.
yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Charlie don't surf, and here's a bunch of Aussies finding a break in New Guinea in what, 1969?
66.
66. I
yeah.
see, okay.
Yeah. 69, 68, 69.
Right.
I was back working with Laurie, and we actually had a very, very eventful time in that period of time because we discovered a place. Oh, there was most probably people there before us, but we claim it. Agnes Waters.
Yep.
Have you ever heard of Agnes Waters up
my
north?
mate's from there. I haven't been there.
Yeah, try it one day. When the swell's up, mate, we went up there and Ricky Nielsen, Peter Drew and myself and a whole heap of the Hono crew, because there was basically 3 crews on the Gold Coast at that period of time. There was Joe Larkin crew, which was from Coolangatta. He basically... Graham Merrin was just coming in. He was a really nice guy. Joe was up from Sydney. He was ex-life-saving, and so was Laurie. And that's another little story that we can go into in a couple of minutes. We just packed up the old Ford, all the longboards on top, and took off, and we heard from a fisherman that there were waves at this specific place. And in those days, it was all just dirt, shitty roads and bog holes. And anyway, we went up there and found this Agnes Waters, and we just went, bloody shit, wow, we've found heaven. Right. So anyway, we come back and started telling people about it and all this sort of crap. And that was the same as what happened with Gary. We went down there, and it was one of those things where, there's a place down there, and but we weren't the first ones to see it, but we were bloody close to it. Right. We might have been 6 to 8 months off or 12 months off, but we thought we were pretty shit hot. Yeah, we found it.
Yeah, that's right.
No, you didn't. Sorry, bad luck. I'll come back tomorrow.
What was it like? When I think of, I always think of stingers. Don't they get some?
No, we never heard of a stinger.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Never heard of a stinger. Never heard of a bloody crocodile.
Right.
Because they had been all excommunicated, mate.
Really?
Oh, mate, the crocodiles up there today. Like, when we were up, I lived up there. Oh, this is another part of the story. There was bugger all crocs.
Okay.
Bugger all crocs.
The farmers had got them?
No, just guys that gone in, shot them all,
okay.
Got their pelts,
Okay.
Big money in those days. Right through the early 1900s, they just, but when the Conservatives got in and...
Yeah, right. It's like I went to Tangalooma the other day, and there's the big whaling station there,
Oh, God.
and that was only the 50s.
Yeah.
Only the 50s, they were hauling whales into there.
Byron.
Yeah.
Byron had a whaling station.
Yeah.
Mate, that was scary. We used to surf off the pier.
Wow.
How stupid was that?
Wow.
Do you know what's down there, mate? Yeah, oh, get out of the water, you dickhead, you know? So, oh, mate, the history of us going down to Byron in the 60s and there was nobody there, and the camaraderie was one of the greatest, because it was all different little communities, if you want to call it, you know, the guys that had come up from Ballina and guys that come from Brisbane and meet it, you know. And there was a fantastic surfing community that used to be from Brisbane. Oh, there still is, you know, because they go to the sunny coast and they come back down here. But, you know, like, wow, you know, you'd be driving along. This is how great it was. And you'd be driving somewhere, say if you're on your way down to Byron, and there'd be a carload of surfers coming home, and they'd go, yeah, it was bullshit. Yeah, they'd have the thumbs out the window going, yeah, it was bullshit. Yeah. So you'd know you'd have waves, not a mobile phone,
Right.
and a photo on the mobile phone. So that was our communication. That was a little bit out there. But the history was what I was going to say a minute ago. There was three basic different situations on the Goldie at that time. There was Joe Larkin, that had the whole of Coolangatta. There was Mick Kerry, who had Currumbin, and Laurie Honnessy, that had, say, from Currumbin through to Brisbane and stuff like that. Right. This is where the era changed. A lot of people will argue with me because of it, but when you look at it properly, it is the way it happened. Laurie, Joe, and Mick were lifesavers under the regimented scheme. They were surfers, bloody oath they were surfers. They were most probably surfers and then lifesavers. But when we came along, not saying we're heroes or bullshit or, you know, pat myself on the back, but when we come along, we created a totally new lifestyle. We created a surfing lifestyle that carried on to today, where people want to go, Jesus, you know, I just want to go surfing, shape surfboards. And that is where it all actually started, as far as I'm concerned. Sydney was most probably ahead of us, but when you look at the Gold Coast and Queensland as a whole, these few people instigated the brilliance. You know, Joe Larkin, Mick Kerry and Laurie started the actual throng and the heart and the soul and all the rest of it. But we created that other little bit that has carried it on.
When you would say we, who?
Oh, the people that were around shaping at that time that created their lifestyle around it.
Think of any names?
Oh, Rick Nielsen, Eddie Sorden, Bully Arnold. Oh, mate, Wayne Dean, Robbie Dean. Oh, mate, there's
right, and you had a feeling you could feel. This is what
it was a drug.
This is all there was to life.
It was, you know. Hey.
Yeah.
Beer and women come second.
Yeah.
Sorry. Beer. You marry me, see that down there on the ground? That's my surfboard. It comes with wherever I go. No, I think that was a statement I made to my wife when I was about to get married. So
I've realised something.
I'm a surfer first. Sorry.
I want to tell you something right now. I realised something. I got some Japanese relatives that came over on the weekend.
Cool.
And cool, great. Oh. And so what do? You go take them to like a theme park or something that they want to see. You know, cuddle a koala without mentioning names, right? Yeah. So we go there, and I'm like, yeah, keen to want to show them. But by the end of the day, I'm like, man, it's so hot. To take that one, you're addicted, right? You wake up early, you go for a surf, or you just go, you have to see for me anyway, I have to see the ocean, get something to eat at the surf club or anything, have that Sunday afternoon sleep and go back to the beach. If you take that away from me, even one weekend on the Gold Coast to do something else, geez, it's so average, mate.
I'll tell you a really, really beautiful story. This seeing you're tied up with the Japanese, mate, this is the most... I shaped with Brothers Nielsen, as you know, for quite a few years. And I got invited over there to Yasu and Tatsuko's place in Chikisaki City in Kanagawa. they just blew my mind.